So you're likely here because you have a particular problem or scenario in mind to help your team run more efficiently that a mobile app could help you solve, but you aren't necessarily a developer. AppSheet is designed to provide those tools for quickly creating apps based on your existing data and then easily managing those apps on the fly as your team uses them, grows, as the organization evolves. There are tens of thousands of app creators in AppSheet that have collectively made almost 1 million different apps. And the teams that get the most value from the platform often include multiple team members making and using a variety of different apps for different scenarios that arise within the organization. Let's go ahead and dive into the platform and look at some of the key features available for your app. We'll start with some data located in a Google Sheet that has been used to create an inventory management app. Let's take a look at that, and then I'll hop through some other examples to highlight some of the features that may be useful in your scenario. In this Google Sheet, I have a simple table that lists a variety of grocery products, each with details like a category, associated image, price, and inventory. I've connected this sheet to AppSheet, and as we move over into the AppSheet editor, you'll notice that only this specific inventory table is accessible for now, but I also have tables for employee and customer data. So I've opened up the AppSheet editor. Let's look at the key components available for building your app. First, you'll notice after connecting your data, you instantly already have a functioning mobile app created for you, and that's what's previewed along the right-hand side of your screen. It'll require some customization though before you're ready to share it, so this is where you can preview and test the app as you add and customize its features. On the left-hand side of your screen, you'll see the main components of the editor titled Data, UX, Behavior, and Security. This is where you'll spend most of your time customizing your app to perform the way you'd like. The first main section called Data is where the Google Sheet I've imported is available. You'll notice those additional tables for employee or customer data that I haven't shared yet are identified as potential tables to complement the app I'm building. I can open this table to access a variety of advanced settings. The first to consider is whether you'd like your app users making updates, adding data, or potentially deleting data from this table. If you'd like to protect the table and make it only visible, select Read Only. As you build, you'll be prompted to save your updates, which will be immediately reflected in your app preview. When you look at the Columns tab of the Data section, you'll notice that AppSheet has automatically assigned data types for you. Double check that they look correct. These data types are important for enabling the valuable features we'll take a look at next. As I switch into the UX section of the editor, you'll see the different views of my data broken out by item category, date, and a simple view of all items. In this example, they correlate to the primary menu options in the app footer. Opening these UX views allows you to easily customize how the data is displayed, grouped together, accessed from a dedicated button or from your app menu, along with adjusting things like its icon and display labels. This particular inventory app has taken advantage of a couple key features you'll want to explore: displaying images and allowing for barcode scanning. Images are automatically featured in this app because that column was labeled as images and because the JPEG links were recognized by AppSheet when the data was imported. You'll also notice that each item has a barcode number associated with it. Since the data type for this particular field has been marked as scannable in its settings, anytime that I'm using the search functionality of the app on my mobile device, a barcode scanning option will appear. Let's switch into an entirely new app editor view in order to see a few other valuable features. What we're looking at now is a package delivery management app that I created before the webinar, and some key components of this include the ability to map locations of vendors and live shipment locations, as well as quick uploads of images or documents. You'll notice this app is drawing from a few different data sources and has a variety of different UX views. many of which are located in the app menu. With this delivery app, I can quickly reference the status of different shipments as my delivery drivers make updates at their end. In this scenario as the dispatcher, I have the option to add a new delivery order from my mobile device for one of my drivers to receive while they're out on the road. In this case, adding a new order requires things like client details, location information, and shipment documentation. In addition to basic text and drop-down field forms, it's easy to take and upload photos or documents relevant for this order. You'll also notice that when setting the delivery destination, I can either type the address in, or I can use the GPS on my device to automatically find my location and insert it in the field. Another feature that fits in well for package delivery apps is the ability to receive signatures. We also see this with service logs, work orders, all sorts of agreement compliance apps, or any situation where two parties are agreeing on terms. I've switched over to another sample app that's been designed as a business service log. This app can be set up in just a matter of minutes, but it gives everyone in the organization a real efficient way to update or check the status of customer work orders. This particular work order has already been completed, and you can see that the customer has signed off on the completed work. The signature field in AppSheet gives you a real easy way of accepting those customer signatures from your mobile device. So I've just switched over to another sample app. In this case, it's a sales reporting app that takes advantage of the dashboard type of view in the UX section of the editor. This allows for user-friendly display of sales data and can be used in a dedicated reporting app or added as a view in other everyday apps to help summarize activity. I'm switching over to one more sample app that's worth checking out because of the notifications enabled within it. In this case, it's a vacation request app that an HR team would share with employees. In the behavior section of the editor, if you go to the workflow tab, you'll see that an email notification is set up to be sent whenever an employee completes the form. These automatic or manually triggered emails can be useful in almost any app created and can help link your users back to the app you've created. Similarly, once your app is set up the way you'd like and you've shared it with your team using the share link in the upper left-hand corner, you'll also have the ability to broadcast push notifications to all app users. Visit the Users section of the editor and then the Broadcast Notification tabs. Here is where you can draft a notification to send to all your app users, where they will receive it on their mobile device the same as any other push notification. So to wrap this up, I'd like you to think about which of these features we touched on today are worth incorporating into this first app you're building, and which ones might be useful for the next app you plan to create, or that might be useful to someone in another department on your team. This again is just a high-level introduction to the platform to spark some ideas. We have a variety of really detailed tutorials and articles for digging into the advanced settings and creating some real elaborate custom functionality. We also have a very active app creator community that you can pose questions to at community.appsheet.com. Those advanced tutorials and articles are available at help.appsheet.com. And the sample apps I featured today, along with dozens of others, are available to reference or copy into your own account at appsheet.com/sampleapps.